Well, first I'll talk to you about Scott Wootton. We've not spoken to you yet about him. That came very late in the day. How did that deal first come about?
Well, it's been coming about for 2 or 3 days, but obviously we had to get it over the line, and Scott been absolutely clear to us and his representatives and to Leeds that he'd like to come. But obviously we were waiting in the president at Leeds United ticking the box. We know that Neil Redfern in, but so we managed to get him over the line. Another good, young, exciting player.
And what qualities will he bring to that back four?
Well, he can play centrally at the back. He can play at right back as well, as he's done both for Leeds United, both in Manchester United. He's an experienced man for such a young age. He's played in the Champions League, of course, Old Trafford, played in the Premiership, and he's got a host of experience, particularly last season in the Championship with Leeds United, and very well regarded by his previous managers. You know, by the likes of Neil Warnock and Brian McDermott, who think highly of him. Neil Redfern does as well, but they've got a lot of options up there. But he's big, he's strong, he's very comfortable on the ball, as you'd expect from a player who's so many years as a kid at Old Trafford. And he's strong, he's versatile, and a place to have him.
And that versatility is important as well. Obviously, with Richard Brindley going now, you've got cover at right back as well now. Yeah, it was good as well. You know, Fraser's come in this morning. He's feeling his groin a little bit, which, you know, we should be right, should be fine. But, you know, isn't it great when you say, well, you know, for the worst case scenario, we're playing this boy. So, yeah, it was important that we strengthened us defensively, and we wanted options, Matt. We wanted somebody who could play central defensively, but could play in the right back position to give us that cover with Richard get out. You're right, and obviously we brought young Reece in, but people think young Reece has just come in to replace Joe Scars, but young Reece can play further forward in a 4 or a 5, or he can play centrally in a 3 or a 2 in midfield. So we've got options with him as well. So it was important we strengthened defensively, and it was important, you know, we've not scored a goal in 3 or 4 games, so we're very mindful of that. And have we missed lots of chances? No, we've not. So we're mindful of that as well. So we've gone to the market, and we signing like Emmanuel Ledesma and signing Tom Lawrence and, you know, players like that. Then that's players with creativity who can help open the door. Scott walked into the dressing room for the first time this morning, but straight away 2 players will know well from his Manchester United days in Tom and Reece.
And there's a few players who know him because they've played against him in the Championship, and he was warmly received, I can tell you, because, you know, one of the final ports of call that I always like to check is the character of the player. I spoke to one player who's currently deployed at Leeds United as a player and part of Neil Redfern's plans, but I made a call to him 48 hours ago to ask only about the character of Scott Wootton, and he was one player who was surprised that he would be moving out on loan, and the second player, of course, I chose to speak to was our own Paul Green, and I asked Greeny solely about the character. We don't need to judge Greeny to judge him as a player, but he did judge him as a player, which was a good recommendation, and more importantly, as a lad who would fit in with his unit, fit in with his platoon, if I can call them that, and he would come with a real bit of focus and a determination to play, and that was essential.
And you saw him very recently, up close and personal, well, from pitch level and that behind closed good game against Leeds. Yeah, we did. We went up there, and it was, you know, both teams were very strong on the day, and we came away admiring a number of players of Leeds United. I think the Leeds management team would have told you on the day they went away admiring some of the players that played in the Miller shirts, but one of the players that we went away thinking, like you do when you look at the names behind the faces, was Scotty Wootton, and he was outstanding on the day. So I don't want him to be outstanding on the training ground that day. I want him to be outstanding for the Millers. So he comes in and he's got an opportunity to get some football in 6 weeks. But I'll have a chat each and individual loan player, as I did with every member in the playing staff this week. And I said to him, you'll only play here, son, if you're good enough, Sonny. If you're not good enough, Sonny, you'll end up not playing. So it's up to him.